Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. Michael Timothy Bean joining us here live on the Zoomcast and podcast. We're excited to have him back, and he's from Berkeley, California. Soul Expression, of course, is the name of his company. Soul-expression.com is the website, and he's here as an energy healer, as a spiritual counselor, and so much more. Let me have him join us here, and please introduce yourself to us today.
All right. Hello, Jill. Thank you for the kind introduction already. My name is Michael Timothy Bean, and I call myself a psycho-spiritual counselor, and I help my clients, both individuals and couples, get to a place of better self-awareness and self-understanding so that they can be their whole person, offering their full soul's expression or self-expression in every moment of their lives. And so together we work on clearing out other people's energies, work on looking at individual thought patterns or beliefs and clearing them out so that nothing's in the way of themselves and their full self-expression.
Beautiful. Well, excited to have you here with all the work you do. I know we usually have an area of focus for the show, and we're talking, is it physical healing, did you say today?
Yeah, I'd like to talk about the energy related to physical healing.
Wow, let's do it. Talk about it.
All right. So in energy work, physical healing is a thing, right?
Yeah.
We use the term energy medicine. Not only does it relate to energy systems, energy centers, energy streams, it also relates to the physical form and using symbolic sight, connection to one's own body, somatic experience, and understanding what's going on with one's own body to actually affect positive change or physical healing if one is injured or sick or going through some kind of intentional transformation.
Wonderful. This is amazing because we can really learn from this today. And by the way, I pointed out the website earlier. Other form of contact you want to share before we continue?
Sure. Soulexpression.com with the hyphen in the middle, soul-expression.com. This is the website. 510-606-8118 is the phone number. You can leave a text or call and I'll reply in short order or even answer. And then Michael at soulexpression.com.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Email me. Yeah.
All right. Bring it on.
So the first thing is that the body heals itself, right? Forgive me, I'm working with the glasses today. The body heals itself. The body has a natural ability to heal, and we can help it.
Wow.
Right. So take, for example, getting COVID, right? I got COVID not too long ago, and there's no cure for it. Wasn't eligible for the medication at the time that I got it in July, and yet my body healed itself.
Wow.
Right.
True.
And so there's clear evidence that we have
our
healing forces within our own bodies that take care of business when we're sick, hurt, injured, whatever. And we can use that knowledge of our own body's natural ability. We can use that awareness of our own body's natural ability to heal itself and augment it with intention, symbolic sight work, etc., to help one heal physically and to provide and create a container, a held space with a specific energy involved, a specific energy stream involved to facilitate getting better.
Awesome.
And so, we can address emotional, mental, and belief-related factors that may be affecting physical health through energy medicine. We do it by cultivating a strong mind-body connection to support healing, right? Understanding what your rate of change is, for example, is an important thing. How long does it take for me to heal, right? I get a cut or I got some kind of injury. It's going to take maybe 2 weeks. Or I broke my leg, 6 to 8 weeks is a typical time frame for something to heal. So understanding how your body heals, how long it takes typically, is an important part in aiding it in the healing. Understanding and working with energy and vibration for optimal health, right? So I remember taking a class, it was called Quantum Healing, and the facilitator or teacher of the class led us through an intuitive journey to get to know the various kinds of pathogens that could make somebody sick. So, for example, we meditated on the elements or the characteristics of bacteria. And you think about, what do you know about bacteria? They work in a group.
Yeah.
They work together. They communicate with each other
Hmm.
with this thing called quorum sensing. They evolve quickly
True.
to defeat bacteria, perhaps, or
Ooh,
to be more, or not bacteria, to defeat
I know what you mean.
antibiotics.
Hmm.
Um, yeah. So, we went through bacteria, we went through viruses, we went through cancer cells. And what I remember coming away from it was there's specific characters, a specific set of characteristics for each of those that you can tap into and use that awareness and understanding to help facilitate the clearing of them out of your body.
Hmm.
So, for example, I worked with somebody yesterday who couldn't come to the couples counseling session that we had because he was sick and lost his voice.
Ooh.
And instead, I offered a silent healing from my spot to his. And instead of doing couples counseling, I gave him a quick energy medicine healing, helping him clear the flu that he has. Right. And so I had him consider his perception of a flu particle, a viral particle, and ask him to intuit what it would take to obliterate it, and had him create this metaphorical destruction of a single viral particle, and then to expand it to three or four, and then more and more and more, and walked him through this process of running a specific energy stream and annihilating the viral particles in his
Wow.
throat. He lost his voice, and in his chest, he was experiencing some congestive stuff and has had a
Wow.
lot of fatigue. And we grew it from one particle to his throat, to his chest, and then to his whole body. And we ended up blasting him with this energy that is intended to, defeat the reproductive nature of the viral particles. And so that's just
Whoa.
one metaphorical
Whoa.
example of how to do this kind of energy work by visually representing something that or have an awareness of, perhaps through your education or some photographs that you saw or your knowledge of something,
Uh-huh.
and use it to get more specific. And the more specific we are, the more effective we can be at actually targeting the things that are ailing us, right? And the
Interesting.
things that are ailing us can be a lot of things. It can be an emotional state, right? We could have a heightened emotional state that's affecting us physically, right? Stress might cause hypertension.
Mm-hmm.
Stress could cause, distress emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
Stress could cause you to lose a real clear idea of what it is that will serve you in a particular moment, right?
Yeah.
Stress causes us to react in the
In a
moment
certain
sometimes.
way, of course.
And when we let that get the better of us,
Uh-huh.
we might get sick.
Yeah.
When it becomes chronic stress, it takes a toll on our bodies. And so we can use this work to identify what stressors are, see the direct connection between stress and the impact on the body. Where do you feel stress on the body?
Wow.
And then address that body place, and go back even further to address the emotional source of whatever is stressing us, or address the source of the stress creating the emotion that is affecting the body. And so it's a tool that we can use. The body is an actual tool that we can use to get messages from, to help us target where we're feeling injured, if you will, if it's something that's emotional, and use our knowledge of morphology and the anatomy of the body to be specific in targeting an area that can be healed.
Wow. I've heard so many stories about this, and now to know someone who personally can help with, like, about people who have gone to energy healers and to mediums who can really connect and do this type of work, and people are baffled. How are they still alive? They had stage 4 so and so cancer, and it's
Right,
like,
exactly.
well, I mean, people, believe in whatever they believe, but I believe in this. I mean, clearly,
Right.
there's been so many stories and case studies with this. Share some more. This is good
Sure, sure.
stuff.
So, I think about a story that of people who I've worked with who've been suffering from various things. I've worked with a couple of people who've had cancer, another person who had a scare of cancer, a brain tumor, another person who had an aneurysm or a blood vessel get clogged right behind the brain, or right above the eyes behind the brain, or in the vicinity of the frontal lobes of the brain, and causing a lot of pain and discomfort, and have worked with them all individually and have seen change. Like, I remember one person who I was invited to come off for healing with, um, who was with another friend who had done some work with this person, and this person had been suffering from lesions or tumors along her spine. And when I was invited to come and help and offer, another part of that person's healing process or journey, we sat together and, they shared with me what was going on with their cancer and where they were and what was
Mm-hmm.
happening. And at this particular location, there was a circle of redwood trees. My friend's house has a circle of beautiful redwood trees, and right in the middle of it is this intense vortex. They were planted intentionally in a circle, and they grew very tall,
Wow.
very tall, probably 100 feet or more in height. And you stand in the middle of this vortex of trees, and a lot of information comes. And so
Mm-hmm.
I offered to go to the center of this tree circle with this person, and immediately what I saw when I got permission to work with her and the stuff that was happening with her spine was that she became a tree in my sight, and the spots on which she had experienced the cancer appeared to me as lightning strikes. And then we related those
What?
lightning strikes to the indications, or the locations where the cancer was forming or was
Yeah.
growing, and we healed them as if we were trees covering over the damage of the lightning strike, right? And so, we turned her into a tree. We looked at the lightning strikes. We then healed them over as if the person was a tree, and provided some relief in the moment, right?
Wow.
I haven't checked in with that person in a while. I'm not sure what the state of them is now, but I wouldn't be surprised if that had some kind of an impact. Like we were talking
Wow.
about last week,
Yeah.
the integration time can come whenever. A really big component of this
It's
work, I'll
amazing.
repeat it, is that you do it with intention, with knowledge of the body, knowledge of what's happening with a person, and applying a creative visualization or creative container where you visualize specific things that can aid in the healing process, and then doing it, giving the person a sense of them doing something with the guidance, and then letting it go. And then the letting go period is you literally let yourself forget that anything happened at all, disconnect from any outcome, and wait for the integration, the aha moment, or the experience of, oh, I'm feeling better, or oh, wow, I've got medical confirmation that I'm better. And so it comes. And I've seen a few people get better after working with me, but at the same time, this idea of working with them and then letting it go and detaching from it is part of what makes it work, right? If I were to say, oh, you're going to be healed, or go into it thinking that I actually have the power to heal people, that gets in the way of actually being of service, right? And so disconnecting one's own ego, one's desire for an outcome, is really key in all of this work, right? Doing the
Yeah.
work with intention in the moment, but disconnecting from the outcome, and being open to whatever signs, signals, and integrative aha moments come later.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Well, also let's remind our listeners how we can reach out to you again. Perfect time. We're halfway through the show.
good. Yeah, 510-606-8118 is my telephone number. Send a text or give a call. Michael at soulexpression.com. Again, soul-expression. Michael at soulexpression.com. And then soulexpression.com is my website.
Well, thank you so
Okay.
much.
So
And
I thought, oh yeah, were you going to
nope,
say something?
nope, go ahead, go ahead.
I
You,
thought that we could go through a process together.
I'm here.
Healing process. I
Sounds
realized I was
good.
talking a little bit, and I think putting it into action would be helpful and give people a kind of a roadmap to follow when doing this kind of work for themselves.
Perfect.
So will
Let's do
you
it.
indulge me in offering you a little guided meditation on
I would
something
appreciate
that
that.
might
Thank
be
you.
acting up in your physical body?
Oh, yeah.
All
Let's see if
right.
you can get it right. There's a lot acting up in this physical body.
Well, I'm going to let you tell me what it is. But
Okay. Oh,
and the idea here is to share the process so that you can do it for yourself.
okay.
And I invite people who are listening and watching to do this for themselves as well as we go along. So the first thing is to start from a grounded place. So let's take a moment and relax and take a deep breath and become present in your space, completely aware of everything in your immediate space, and as relaxed as your body will let you in this moment. So take a deep breath, hold it a minute, And by a minute, I mean just a few seconds. And then release it and allow yourself to relax in the chair. And then just take a couple of follow-up breaths and breathe normally after that. And then using your voice, please share the place in your body that comes first to your mind that's feeling some kind of physical disruption or ailment or pain or whatever it might be.
My
Where is it?
stomach and my intestines. It's been that way since
Is
I was
it,
a child.
is there a
Stomach and
particular
intestines.
location in your stomach and intestines?
It's full as soon as it's the whole belly area. So
Okay.
do you want me to tell you what's wrong or
No, just
oh,
let's just
okay.
talk about
It's
the
this
location for
the
now. That's fine.
whole area.
The whole
Whole
belly,
area.
your whole abdomen area inside where your
Yes.
intestines are.
Yes.
Okay. And so how would you describe the discomfort? Is it like a sharp pain? Is it a dull ache? Is it something
It's a steady,
else?
constant ache that really can get bad. As soon as I eat, it aches my whole life. No one can figure out what's wrong. And
Okay.
I suffer with it. I have to starve myself on days that I need to wear certain clothes. It's everything I put into my body.
Got it.
Every single thing, whether it's a liquid or whatever. I've done every type of diet, seen all these doctors, and it doesn't, nothing changes it, but it's constant
Okay.
pain. So unfortunately, I've adapted to it as an adult. I'm thin
Mhm.
because I don't get to eat much nutrition because it is what it is, but it's been a lifelong struggle and battle with this pain of why this has to happen, this distension every day of my
Okay.
life.
Good. Thank you for sharing that.
It sucks. It
So
hurts.
yeah, it sucks. Having that kind of chronic illness and chronic reaction, it really does suck. So you've got a consistent or chronic dull ache in your abdomen, right? In the area of your intestines.
Yeah.
Okay. On a level of 0 to 10, how would you rate the intensity?
Currently I'm at a 6, but when I eat, it's at a 10. It's in the morning, it could be a 0 or 1 or 2,
Okay.
which is
So let's
great.
go with right now. This
Right
work is
now,
all about the present
about
moment.
6, 5 or 6.
All
But I
right.
went to dinner last night, so I'm still in pain from last night's meal. It's the truth.
All right. So now let's put those three qualities together. I'm
Okay.
experiencing a level 6 dull
I'm
ache
experiencing level
in my
6
abdomen.
dull ache in my abdomen.
Great.
Yes, in my abdomen, I'm experiencing number 6, pain 6, and dull pain in my abdomen. Yes. Okay.
Great. So you've qualified it, you've named it, and you've given it a location, which gives you the ability to begin to see where it is in your body that you can apply any healing energy and then apply it.
Okay.
And so what I'd like you to do, this is going to be a hands-on for yourself kind of thing. So you're going to raise up your hands and warm them up a little bit. Just warm them up a little bit and just intend for the healing power of your hands, the creative expression of your hands to begin to warm up your hands, right? All you have to do is just relax and ask for warm or hot hands. And then while you're doing this, remember how we opened up the heart last time and unroll your shoulders? This energy comes from a heart center, so go ahead and roll your shoulders back and roll them forward, crack open your heart. And imagine healing energy coming from your heart out through your hands. And go ahead and place your hands on your belly. And imagine a flow of energy that has a golden color with rose in it, a rose gold color. Traveling from your heart, through your shoulders, down your hands, and into the belly. And blast it with an intensity that is equal to the demands of a level 6 disruption or pain. And you're using your mind to run this stream of energy, this rose gold, and you're bathing now the specific areas where you've learned inside your body that get disrupted. So where in your intestines, where in your belly, what specific spots?
So I'm moving my hands over the areas where it hurts, correct?
Yeah, exactly.
Push this
and
energy
visualizing
and
it
visualizing it being destructed in a sense, like a laser blast. Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
And the color of the laser blast is
Rose gold.
And now we're going to add a masculine kind of energy to it, the structural form. So create a structure while you blast it here. Create a structure around it that can contain the energy.
Okay.
And we'll call that the masculine side of healing energy, the structural foundation and containment.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can bring in the female divine energy, if you will, and bathe it with that heart experience, that heart run, rose gold energy, and fill up that container that's surrounding the area that's disrupted with that rose gold. And putting it all together, take a nice deep breath and let the cycle from the heart generated down through your hands into your belly really do its work. See that container being filled with the rose gold? Allow yourself the opportunity to relax and know the process is happening. And when you feel as if it's enough, I'm thinking we're pretty darn close. Go ahead and stop. Take your hands off. Put them on your thighs. And offer a little bit of gratitude to the process. And give yourself permission to dismiss and detach from it. Let it go. Another deep breath and share any differences that you feel, or what do you notice?
My hands are getting hot. I
Yeah.
got can you really visualize it and make it happen like that? Because as I'm
Absolutely.
picturing the energy coming through, that my hand getting hot on contact. And I also, there's a lot of self-doubt that I'm like, this can work. I kept saying to myself, this can work. You gotta, you can't,
Good.
I've had doubt, like anyone can help or heal this, but I will try anything to
Yeah.
try this. And yeah,
The other thing that comes to mind
it
with
feels,
respect to this particular thing that you mentioned is the location and the chronic nature of it. And, and
that's it. I don't
the
really know.
location is
It's
related, well, the location is related to the energy center of your own personal power. You call it your third chakra, right there by your belly between your navel and your sternum. This
okay.
area of the seat of your own personal power. So if we were to do a more in-depth energy healing, we would do a lot of third chakra work. We would look inside and see who's there, whose ideas have influenced your self-identity, who continues to influence your self-identity. Who
Yeah.
are they? Let's pull them out. Let's treat them and heal them and get them away from you. And, metaphorically, and let's look at whatever else that might be in there that's keeping you from being fully self-expressed in your own personal wisdom. The questions that come up would be, how have I given up my own power, and to whom, and for how long, and
Yeah.
how is that affecting my physical well-being? So the next step of this, if we were to work together, would be exploring those kinds of things in relation to your third chakra in particular and your other energy centers.
Wow.
And maybe with a few sessions, a little bit of work, you might see some improvement
Really?
with that. And you might even see some improvement right now with us talking about it. And, identifying that it's a third chakra issue, that it's related to your intestines and the discomfort that you have with eating and the processing of food. So many things come up.
Wow.
And so I'd be curious to see, well, how are you feeling?
I'm
How would,
feeling later. Right,
if you,
my stomach's growling right now because I can't eat. I ate last
uh-huh.
night, so my stomach is killing me because it's from last night. So the bloat, I won't be able to eat till dinner time. I gotta wait. If I eat again, the pain will be a 10. So I know my
So
boundaries.
is it still a 6?
Uh-huh.
It
Yeah.
is. All
It's
right.
just distended and it's just so bloated. If I stood up right now, you'd think I was pregnant. But
Wow.
it's just my body. It's just how
Mhm.
it's always been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm calling third chakra issue
Okay. Yeah.
related
You
to
know
your
more than what
personal
it is.
power. And if we were to do that work, clear it out. In fact, with your permission, might I do a little energy work in clearing out your third chakra?
Please.
All right. Do I have your permission?
You have my permission to clear
Great.
anything out. Yes.
Do me a favor, please, and say your name 3 times.
Jill Nicolini, Jill Nicolini, Jill Nicolini.
All right. So I'm doing a scan. Your belly's certainly screaming out. and I'm just reaching in and scooping out energy that does not belong. I don't have a specific clear vision, but I can tell there's a lot in there that isn't you. And we're bringing in some helpers to scrub out that third chakra, that energy center. And pulling them out some more, cleaning and offering it to the earth to be taken down, recycled, and offered somewhere else. So quick third chakra energy center heal. Take a deep breath, relax into your belly. Give it another blast of rose gold. And ask for the answer to the question, how have I given up my own personal power? And then from there, dismiss, detach, and allow for the answer to come, how answers come for you. You mentioned flickering in the closet. You mentioned numbers, I believe.
Songs coming on,
songs coming on.
Signs appear, looking.
Look for the signs and see if there's any associations between places where you've identified where you have given up your personal power in the past. So much so that it's become chronic, related to your physical sensations related to eating and your belly. And I think with a little meditation, you'll come to some kind of answer, and then that can be worked with. You can look at those things that come up, and ask yourself something like, where did this first occur in my life? And even go back in time, metaphorically.
I had to look at pictures since I was a kid, and I told my mom when I was older, I'm like, how come you never told me I had this problem? I was always distended. Every picture, she didn't realize, I didn't realize as a kid that was normal. I just thought it was normal that I couldn't eat much as a kid. And looking back at pictures, you can always see the distended stomach. Now as an adult, I realized, okay, the pain of eating is equating to this condition. So I can't eat as much. And it sounds like I'm not anorexic or bulimic, something like that. Like, of course I care about how I look working in television. I had no choice, but it wasn't that. I think it's the stress and the nerves. I don't know what it is. There's something like these entities are in me that I just don't want to leave. There's something, I don't know if there's evil spirits. I don't know what's going on, but I've had it since I was a child. Never understood. I just knew I couldn't go out to eat with my friends and lunch when we got to high school in cars. We're all going to McDonald's. If I eat, I know the pain I'm going to be in later. Then I can't go to dance class. Then I can't feel it. Like,
see how this adds stress to your life.
Yes.
Right? And now the stress actually contributes to it.
Yeah.
And
I gotta stop the stress of it.
Well,
easier said than done, but I know releasing it. That's the word.
So we could talk more about it. I'm guessing that we're close to the end.
Yeah, we are.
I
didn't even look at the clock. We are. Wait, we are close to the end of the show. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes. All right. So what should I do now the next few days? Just give me some advice, you please.
Yeah.
Just please give me.
Ground your energy. Try and remain grounded. Right. Recognize the fact that you have an issue in your belly. Right. Just like we have, offer it the occasional rose gold blast, probably before you eat and after, right? And then relax and detach and understand and honor your body, the way it works, the way you've been, the way you know that it works. And then just see what happens over time.
Okay.
And give yourself permission to experience a healing journey for yourself, using your hot hands on your belly, running the rose gold.
Thank you so much. I
with
appreciate
that visualization of the detail as much as you can.
All right. Thank you. And would you mind sharing, Mr. Bean, the best form of contact?
Yes. Michael Timothy Bean, soul-expression.com, 510-606-8118, and Michael@soulexpression.com.
Thank you so much for today. Looking forward to catching up next time. And
all right. And thank you for your indulgence in working with me in that way.
Thank you. Thank you for taking my permission, for offering to help. And even when we close the show, have permission to try to help me heal, please. Thank you.
All right, I will.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Have a great day. Thank you.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
Mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.